This morning, we've been joined by Professor Appiagyei-Atuah, who is Professor of Law at the University of Ghana Law School, to help us understand what could happen in this case. Good morning, Prof. Thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning, Vincent. Thanks for having me.
Great. And a Happy New Year to you.
Same to you.
Great. So, yesterday, Ken Ofori-Atta was in court. Case adjourned till April 27th, 1 p.m., remains in detention. Can he at this point say, I'm no longer interested in staying in the U.S., I want to go back to Ghana, and the case ends, he comes back to Ghana?
Yes, he could, based on the fact that the revocation of his visa and the case that has been brought before him, which led to his appearing before the immigration court yesterday, it's not based on his having committed a crime in the U.S. It is only when he has committed a crime that the U.S. court will try him, and if he is found guilty, will serve his time, and after serving the time, then he will be deported from the country.
Okay.
This is a purely immigration matter. And number two, the extradition aspect is also there. And as we know, extradition can take a very long time to deal with, and it's going to take the resources of the Department of Justice of the United States and so on. And so if on his own he decides to return to Ghana, he has the right to do so. Yes, he has the right to freedom of movement, and the freedom of movement means that he can leave any country at any time. There's only a restriction on entering another country, which calls for a visa. So if he is exiting the country, he has the right to do that any day, any time.
Okay, so in effect, he can decide to come to Ghana, and that's the end of the case.
That will end the case, both the extradition case and then the immigration case against him.
Okay. Let me just get your thoughts on this, because, there are some who've actually said he's better off staying in the U.S. or he should come to Ghana. There are those who believe he should come to Ghana. Now, if you were to advise him, what would you advise he does?
Well, I would have advised him that he should come to Ghana to face justice. All his lawyers and those who support him feel that he hasn't committed any wrong, or he hasn't done anything that should lead to the way a manner is being treated by the OSP and then the Attorney General's office. So if he has nothing to hide, I think it is in his best interest to come and face the justice system in Ghana, and if he gets extricated, then he goes scot-free.
There are those who also say, well, once the case has started, why doesn't he just stay there? Now, if he decides to come to Ghana, can he, while in Ghana, go back to the United States, for instance, if he has to undergo medical treatment? Would it be that easy?
It will be difficult for him to re-enter the U.S. That option is not completely closed to him. But because of the fact that the visa was revoked, if the visa is revoked, sometimes they will say you will need about 3 years or so before you can reapply to enter the country. Yeah, so that may be the challenge that you have. And there's also the possibility that if he goes back without having gone through the legal process and having been, the conclusion being that he wasn't liable for the offenses leveled against him, then the extradition process can be triggered again. And then that will restart the process for him to come back to Ghana.
Now, can he also decide to come to Ghana while still pursuing the case? So he's here in Ghana, but the case goes on, and if he's deemed that he can, if it's deemed that he can stay in the U.S., then he could go back as and when he wants to.
Can you clarify which case you are talking about?
I'm talking about the immigration case.
Okay. Well, if the immigration case, they are saying that his visa is revoked, he cannot stay in the country. So if he leaves the case will be closed, and then he will not be able to. The case will not continue.
Okay. Well, Professor Kojo Appiagyei-Atuah, thank you very, very much for joining us this morning. We're grateful to you.
A pleasure.